Welcome to episode 2 of Becoming You podcast. I am your host, Julia Karate. If this is your first time being here, if this is your first time watching, listening to our podcast, then welcome to the family of big dreamers, the family of support, being here for each other, and you are always welcome. And yeah, before we begin, make sure you go grab your cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever beverage you prefer. Go grab it now and come and join us. Let's sit down and let's do a little chit chat with me, your host, and our special guest. Maybe she shows up. Nala, she was there on my little doggy. My little puppy. Well, she's not really a puppy. I still call her a little puppy. My little baby. If she joins us later on, she probably will. She might just show up throughout the episode, or she might disappear. You know, Nala has a little mind of her own. So anyways, yeah, welcome to episode 2 of the Becoming You podcast. And yeah, we're just going to delve in to this new episode, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stay till the end and just have a little chit chat with me. So let's get to it. For this episode, I'm actually not as nervous as the first one, because I felt like the first one was oh my gosh, sitting in front of a camera, trying to re-record again and all of that. It's just a little, let's say, nerve-wracking. So for today, we're a little more calmer, and I guess we're just gonna roll with this, and we're just gonna go with the flow, like how I always am. You guys know how I am, and So anyway, so for today, I'm actually so excited, or am I? I don't know. Today's okay. So it's a little bit of mixture of excited, nervous, a little scared. The normal. But before I begin, how did you guys find the last episode? It was just a short introduction of why Coffee Break with Julia suddenly became Becoming You, and then after that, a little bit of a background on the. And I don't know if you guys can. Sorry, you guys can probably hear something in the background. That's Nala. She's currently awake, and she doesn't want to join me in today's episode, or maybe she will. I don't know. We'll see. She's currently walking around and scratching and doing her own thing. Anyway, so today, sorry. Let's go back a little bit. Recap on the last one. Yeah, so it was just a short recap on It was just a short explanation of why Coffee Break with Julia suddenly became Becoming You, and after that, a little bit of a background on why it was. Hello, girl. Are you gonna come join me? No? Okay. So yeah, why I chose the title Becoming You, why we rebranded, and just a little bit of that. So, and a little bit about me, of course, as well. A little background story, a little short story, and all of that. So yeah, if you haven't seen the first episode, and this is your first episode with me, this is your first time seeing me on camera, hello, welcome to the Becoming You family, the dreamers. That's what I like. Sorry, Nola's walking here. Are you gonna join me today, Bubby? Are you? You wanna come up? You wanna come here? Okay, come on. Okay. Say hello to Nala in her little pretty dress. So today we kind of celebrated a bit, festivities started. It's currently PNG, Papua New Guinea's Independence Day, on Monday, but the festivities started. And where we are right now, where we are is where one of the major independence like shows are, where it's like a cultural show. And yeah, so there's a lot of things going on around town. So she's currently wearing P&G's colors, the red, white, and gold. Well, black, red, white, and gold. So yeah, we're gonna. Anyways, so she's gonna stay with us. I was in a little outfit as well, in my own little colos. That's what they call it. It's like a traditional ladies like dress, like with their own design. Maybe like you'll if you follow me on Instagram, you're most probably gonna see photos on there. So yeah, if not, go follow me on my virtual diary, which is Jules_May. Jules May. Yes, Jules_May. That's right. If not, just go to my Amica Mayo blog. I keep forgetting my actual my virtual diary handle. So just go to Amica Mayo blog and you guys will see it there. So yeah, and this is little baby Nelly. She's currently awake because she had a little nap, but she's most probably gonna sleep later. So yeah. So yeah, we're celebrating Papua New Guinea's 49th. 49th? Sorry, ignore me. I don't remember. Wait. We got this. Papua New Guinea Independence Day. 49th. Okay. 49th. Sorry, I kind of lost count. I was honestly lost count since like 30s. 30. I think 39 was like the last one that I actually really remember. So yes, it's Papua New Guinea's 49th independence celebration. It's still a pretty young country, young independent country. Yeah. So we had our little festivities today. And yeah, so anyways, so today's episode, I don't know if it's gonna be serious or if it's gonna be funny or if it's just gonna be a chill like chit chat episode again, like last time. But of course we have a particular topic that I'm going to dive into. I've been actually thinking about this topic a lot lately, and it's made me just wonder about it. And yeah, so let's dive into the second episode of Becoming You with your host, Julia Karatin, the girl behind Amica Maya blog. If you haven't followed me yet on our social medias, I will have them here. And yes, you guys can follow them here. You guys can follow them at the links below in the description box as well. And yeah, welcome to the family, guys. The topic we're going to be talking about today is what if? You know that question, like, what if? Like, what if I chose this path? What if I dated this person? What if I didn't move abroad? Or what if I stayed in my hometown? Like that question, like that what if. So yeah, for today we're going to be talking about what if. So I started writing about it briefly in my blog. I haven't posted it yet, but what if? So that interesting question of what if? I don't know, like you, if you're watching, you're listening to this, I don't know, like what's your intake on what if? But like me personally, like in this whole becoming you, becoming Julia journey of mine, that question, what if, was like an interesting thing, interesting question, interesting topic in my life. So like back in high school, I was like threw that question at me and went, so what if I choose this path? What if I stayed in my hometown? What if I dated that person? And like stuff like that. And then I got older and I just went, like I want to live life without the what ifs, because honestly, honestly speaking, like, what if is a question that we can't always answer. Well, sometimes we can, that's why we can't always answer it, but sometimes we can. It really depends on the, I guess, the situation and how life just like pans out for you. So have you ever asked, like, any point in your life, have you ever asked yourself the question, what if? Like, what if you actually chose a certain path in life? Or what if you, I don't know, like, that day, on that particular day, what if you chose that particular thing or that particular someone, or you chose to do a particular thing? Like, what if? Like, have you ever asked yourself that? I know it's the most common question. I know it's a question that comes up every, if it's not every day, every, at least comes up every month or every other month, or probably a couple times a year. Like, what if? When I look at it now, I remember asking myself that question a lot. Like, what if I chose to stay back in the Philippines and I didn't come back to my hometown? What would life be like? Like, would I probably be married right now? Would I probably be in a relationship or in a serious relationship? Would I be working in a corporate firm? Would I be doing this? Stuff like that. So yeah, like I would remember like constantly asking myself that, like, what if I chose all of that? And then I realized that the more I asked myself the what ifs, the more I kind of got, mm, I wouldn't really say sad, but it made me feel like anxious of like, maybe the reason why I have those what ifs is because I wasn't happy in where I was. I wasn't content in where I was. Or maybe the reason why I'm asking that question, like asking myself that question, it went maybe because I'm looking, or I'm watching the people like back home, friends, family, or acquaintances back home, that, oh, they're living this life, and what am I doing in life? So yeah, so that question would come up every now and then it really made me think of like, the more I ask myself the what ifs, the more I feel like I'm pulling or holding myself back in certain things, in certain ways in life, because I kind of felt like, I guess, sad about myself. And I absolutely hated that feeling. I hated the feeling of like pulling myself down, because the more I felt like I was pulling myself down, the more I wasn't aware of the things that are already taking place in my life, or the things that are currently happening in my life, the things that honestly I should be really thankful for. And yeah, so when I was in college and I was back in the Philippines, I actually, that question was like the most common thing that I always threw at myself. I went, what if I graduated on time? What if I didn't transfer schools? Then I would have graduated at the time where I was really supposed to graduate, and I wouldn't be like falling behind like all my peers. And it was that question that really made me overthink a lot of things, brought a lot of anxiety, and that feeling of like sadness. It's kind of like this, I wouldn't really say sadness, but it was like a hollow feeling in life where it was kind of like time just stood still for me, and I didn't know what to do. And in the last episode, I talked about family members that compared me and my cousin a lot. And because of that, it brought a lot of what ifs in life. And it just made me feel so sorry for myself that all of this was happening around me. And it brought me to places where I thought I wasn't, or I was not able to pull myself out of. And yeah, it held me back in a lot of things and a lot of aspects in life, because it made me feel like if I chose a particular career path, then maybe those family members wouldn't have compared me and my cousin. Maybe the people, like those particular people, would have been proud in the choices that I have made and wouldn't be like, oh, you're doing this. Why? Or, oh, you haven't graduated yet. Why? So, like, it brought up a lot of things, and it made me, like, ask that question so many times. And honestly, like, I wasn't, I wasn't very fond of it. And then pandemic happened, and then it brought me here. It brought me back home. And then it really made me contemplate life. Like, it really made me think, like, hmm, why, why was everything happening at certain moments in my life? Like, um, why didn't I graduate on time? Why did I come back home? Why did I choose to join this NGO that made me feel like I belonged in something? Why did I choose a career path that I didn't thought I was going to choose, or I never saw myself in, and all of that? And it really just made me like think of everything, like why was it all happening? Um, and then I have this saying, this favorite saying, and it goes, "What's meant to be will always find its way." And when I was younger, I always thought that um, that particular phrase would apply to people, would only apply to people. But honestly, like it, that particular phrase made me like realize that it didn't only apply to people, but it also applied to certain things as well, like careers, relationships, like not romantic relationships, but like friendships, family, and all of that. Like all of this happening around me was always meant to be, no matter what. So that question, that what if I chose this, what if I chose that, then what would life have turned out to be like? Would I still be living the life I am living now, or would I, live a completely different life? And because of that phrase, it made me realize that even if I question myself, like, what if, then all of this would still happen. Like, I would still come back home, I would still graduate at this time, I would still choose this career and all of that. I would still be doing this because all of this were always meant to happen. And they were always meant to happen at particular times in my life. And honestly, that phrase is actually like um, my phone case. It made me. It's like one of my most favorite phrases in life, and it's a phrase that I actually really live by because it's brought me to where I am today. So yeah. So why did I choose what if as a topic? Actually, I was on Facebook. So I was scrolling on Facebook, and I ran into a photo um of my ex, and then this particular ex is already married, and then it made me think, and I went, uh, like honestly, we dated like decade, more than a decade. More than a decade ago? Yeah, more than a decade ago. And it made me think of like, like what would have happened? What if we didn't break up? Like, what if I didn't break up with him? Like, I broke up with this particular person because I was moving away for college. And, being an 18-year-old, I wanted to live life. And then it just made me think, like, what would have happened if I didn't break up with him? And just like, it just made me think about it. And then I realized that, like that was the first time in a long time that I actually asked myself that. And then I went, do I have any what ifs in life? And now, like, this was a couple days ago. And then I went, interesting. Now, in this moment in life, I actually don't have any what ifs. And I actually ended up living by the promise that I made to myself that I was not going to have any more what ifs. This was after moving back home. So it was after college, I was moving back home. And I, yeah, I made a promise to myself that I was like, you know what? No more. No more what ifs. Because the more you ask yourself what if, the more you're going to not be happy or satisfied with what you already currently have in life. So I was like, you know what? No more what ifs. We're going to go a year, a couple months to a year with no more what if questions. And then fast forward almost 5 years now, and I've actually like lived by that. And yeah, after that day when I saw that photo of my ex, I was like, I haven't asked myself that question in such a long time. And it made me realize how happy um, and and I wouldn't say like satisfied yet, but like happy and content as of the moment of where I am in life. I have actually never been like the most mentally clear. Like my mind has never been this clear, this happy in such a long time, honestly. Like being back home was one of the best decisions that I have ever made. Actually, more of staying back home has actually been one of the best decisions that I have ever made in my almost 30 years of life. And yeah, so then it made me realize, like, do I have any what ifs in life? And I remember saying, like what I said earlier, back in college, I had a lot of what ifs because I was that person who kind of, well, who didn't really want to go back to, well, not really back, but I want to go to Manila to study uni. I actually wanted to go to the States, or if it wasn't in the States, no, it was in the States. It wasn't even Australia or anywhere. It was like the States. I was firm. I wanted to study in the States. But of course, being an international student, being a Filipino, if you wanted to study in the States, it's really, really expensive unless you get a particular scholarship. And like my family isn't super well off to send me to the States when I was back in college. And uh, it was also like very far away. So imagine like the first daughter, the eldest, you name it, being sent off like 1,000 miles away to a foreign country just because she wanted to study college there. Yeah, my parents weren't like very happy with that choice, so I got sent home to the Philippines, which was okay, honestly. Like at first, I absolutely hated it. Like I was like, angry at my parents, like why did you send me home and all of that. And then later, I realized that no, sending me to Manila was the right choice. Like I learned a lot of things being in Manila. So yeah, that's a story for another episode. But today we're talking about the what ifs, and yeah, that was the very first time that I ever asked myself, like, what if I studied in the States? Where would I be in life right now? Like, would I be married? Would I have settled there? Like, where would I be? What would I be doing? And all of that. And then the more I think of it, the more I go, that question will remain unanswered because I graduated high school 11, 11 years ago. I graduated high school 11 years ago, and that question will always remain unanswered no matter where I go in life, no matter what choice I make now. That question will always remain unanswered. So I went, why am I even bothering asking myself what if? What if I studied in the States? And it just made me like dream of this life that would never happen. And honestly, like mentally wise, like it wasn't a good thing. Just sitting here, like, ask yourself that right now if you're listening. Like, have you ever in your life asked yourself the question, what if? And then after that question, ask yourself again, were you able to answer those what ifs? Because honestly, for me, yes, I'm not gonna shy away from that. I'm not going to say, no, I've never. Oh, okay. She's running. Okay, she's running. So yeah, like I've had. I'm not going to say like. I'm not gonna say like, oh no, I've never asked myself that question and all of that. Um, I have multiple times, numerous times in life, and did I ever answer those what ifs? I probably have answered a couple of them, and then all those other hundreds of them are and will be left unanswered. And it wasn't like a good question to ask because it like hindered me, like I said earlier, it hindered me from doing a lot of things. So I went, you know what? No more. No more what ifs. We're gonna live every day living life without what ifs. So basically, live life with no regrets. That is the saying that I love to tell myself. Just live life with no regrets. If I look at life 20, 30 years now in the future, so that is when I'm going to be 50, 60 years old. When I live then in the future, I look back at my 20s and my 30s and I go, do I ever regret the decisions that I have made? And I want to be able to say no. Every choice, every decision I've made in life are the choices that no matter how many times you send me back to my past, I will always make the same decision. So basically, live life with no regrets. And with that, to have no what ifs. Like, no more what ifs. Because those what ifs are honestly just going to be left unanswered. But personally for me, like, I want to live with no regrets because it's just going to make me like dream about a life that will never happen. It's going to be like in the past and it will be left unanswered and it's just going to bother me to no end, honestly. It's just going to keep bothering me. I don't want that. Like one of those questions that one of those what ifs that I asked myself was, what if I lived like my 18-year-old plan and got married at the age of 26? That was one of my what ifs back in the days. And I went, okay, I reached the age of 26. I go, huh, it was a good thing that I did not answer that like question of like should I have gotten married at 26? No. Because where was I at 26? That was the pandemic. I was here. That was the pandemic. And I was still trying to figure out life at the age of 26. I think at 26. At 26, I started Amicamea blog. So that was when like life started piecing itself together again, and I was also still trying to discover myself and like the things I wanted to do in life, the things that were going to make me happy. So imagine if I had gotten married at 26 with that mind, like that was all over the place, that was a mess, then my life would have been a complete mess. Complete mess. And I don't want that, because that's honestly the purpose of becoming you. Before I start a family of my own, before I create a whole other life again with of my own family, then I want to be able to be me, be happy, be able to love myself for me, not have like completely hate myself and not have regrets about life, and not, settle because I'm already at a particular age. So that was the purpose of becoming you. And what if is that question that, even though it's part of my becoming you, becoming Julia journey, it's a question that's just there. It's not a question that will leave an impact in my life. That's like the purpose of it. And yeah, like at the age of 26, would I have gotten married? Like, would I have wanted to have gotten married? Honestly, no. um, I am happy that I am living life and still discovering myself. I am happy where I am right now, the choices that I've made, um, being able to travel now, and just, yeah, make memories with people. If love comes, then love comes, right? Like what I said, that saying, what's meant to be will always find a way. And to live life with no regrets. Like I said, I want to be able to like be 60 and go, yeah, when I was 30, I was able to travel to the States, to Korea, to Australia, to Europe, to, everywhere. I want to be able to make those memories and be able to share it with my grandkids, my children, and all of that in the future. And say, yeah, I live life with no regrets. That was something I always told myself. What ifs will only lead to regrets. And without the what ifs, you will live life without any regrets. So yeah, so little chit chat. So yeah, like honestly guys, like live with no regrets. Like don't like live without the questions like what if I chose this? What if I chose that? Like just try. Like even for like a day or something, or a week or a month, and just see how life goes. Because honestly, like for me personally, like when I stopped asking myself like what if I chose this, what if I chose that, what if I dated this person, like after I stopped like asking that, I just lived in the moment, like really embraced my surroundings and really embraced the people around me, the people who stayed, the people who were there during the hard times, during the struggles, not just that, they were also there during the good times. And these were the people that remained in my life. And I even if I asked those questions, what if, then I wouldn't be thankful for them. And yeah, like when I stopped asking that question, I really just like lived in the moment. Like really embraced everything around me, and honestly, it led to a life with no regrets. Like I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I think in my blogs, like the written blogs, I mentioned that if you ever ask me if I have any regrets in life, I would always say no. Like now, my answer would always be no. And if you ever ask me that, if I ever was given a chance to go back in life, would I change everything? And the more I look at it, honestly, the more I will answer no, because I love the life I am living, even though I've been through all the struggles. I wouldn't be the person I am today, stronger, better, like emotionally, physically, mentally, and everything. Like, I wouldn't be that person if I didn't make those particular choices in life. And yeah, like the road was bumpy, like, it was bumpy. But I don't live with any regrets. Like, I would still, no matter what, go through all of that to become me, to become Julia, to become the more authentic and unique me. Discover my likes, my dislikes, everything else. So, yeah, discover who the true people are in life and discover, oh, like, this is the career that I'm supposed to be in. And oh, I'm actually pretty good at this, like, without even realizing it. Like, oh, or like art, it's like, oh, I can never be as good as this person, or oh, I can never be able to create such beautiful art. And then I realized that each of us are unique in our own way, that no matter what we create, we're always going to bring something beautiful. We're always going to be able to contribute something beautiful to the world, to this world that we live in. Because even though our world is rough, us who live in it are the ones who are responsible of making it pretty, of making it beautiful, of making life worth living, right? Like, nobody's going to give us an easy life on that, like, on a silver platter and go, here, just live life. Like, no problems whatsoever. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, even the most successful person out there went through so many bumpy roads to lead to his or her successful life right now. So, we're all just living life. So let's just live life. We're only given that one chance to live on Earth. So you might as well just embrace life, right? No matter what. So, yeah, like, this journey of becoming the real, authentic you is basically this journey of life. There's nothing. There's no such thing as a perfect life. So, in order for us to live and to be able to reach the life that we want, then we gotta create something beautiful with what we have. So, yeah. That was today's episode. It was just a small, like, what if, that question of what if, and what are your thoughts on the what if? For me personally, I try to live life as much as possible. I'm not going to say that, I don't ask that question, what if? I have, and I'm pretty sure that in the future it's going to come up, here and there. But I try as much as possible to live life not asking the question, what ifs, and to live life really honestly with no regrets. And yeah, I just want to be able to share that with you, to say that just live life with no regrets, even if it's hard, even if life gets tough. Just know that things and days will get better no matter what. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Becoming You. It's just a small little chit chat, and if you've made it to the end of my episode again, I am so, so thankful and so grateful for each and every one of you. I hope that you guys enjoy episode 2, and then I will see you guys at episode 3. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys stayed till the end, thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'm so thankful for you guys. I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you guys, in front of the camera. I wouldn't be sitting here in front of the camera sharing stories like this, just being able to sit and chit chat with you guys, if it wasn't for your love and support that you have given me since day one, since I started my blog of Amica Mea back in 2021. So if you are an OG and you have been here since day one, then I love you and I'm so thankful for you. And I love each and every one of you, even though if this is your first time, then I hope to see you soon in my other blogs. And yeah, you can check out my other content on Amica Mea. If you haven't followed yet, please go follow. If you haven't followed Becoming You podcast as well, please go follow on our Spotify, our YouTube, and of course our IG handle. So I'm only on those three. Oh, I'm also on TikTok, but I barely post on TikTok. But please go follow me there because I will start learning how to post on TikTok. I'm actually terrible at that aspect, but I will learn. So yeah, go follow me. Nala's asleep, so our special guest has left the room. She has gone to bed. Yeah, if you've made it this far, I am so thankful for you. I love you, and like I said, like I will always say, live life with no regrets. And of course, as well, it is always never too late to start. So yeah, if you have made it to the end of this episode, thank you so much. I love you and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye. See you guys. Bye. Bye. I will see you in episode 3. See you on the next episode.